Boxing fans, respected HBO unofficial ringside judge Harold Lederman. Harold, we have a big HBO doubleheader this weekend. Nonito Donaire headlining against Toshiaki Nishioka. What do you think of that fight?
Oh, it's a very good fight. I like Nishioka. Watching tapes of him, he's terrific. He's a southpaw. He can punch. He moves real good. I think he's got a hell of a chance. You know, Nonito Donaire hasn't been shocking the world at 122 like he did when he was 115 and 118. He's moving up. He's taking on a veteran fighter. The guy's about 39 years old. The guy's a real veteran. Been in many title fights. This is not going to be easy for Donaire. This is not the pushover that we think it might be. You know, this is going to be a real good fight, and I'm really looking forward to it. I give Nishioka a real good chance.
This is Donaire this year alone. This is third, either current or former world champ. Do you feel maybe people don't give him enough credit for his competition? They always say they want to see him step up, but
everybody wants to see him fight Abner Mares. I mean, but hey, listen, first he's got to get by Nishioka. You know, if he gets by Nishioka, then they can start negotiating for Abner, which I think would be a hell of a fight. Of course, Mares has got a fight coming up as well with Marino. That's not going to be easy. I mean, that Panamanian is tough. You know, there's no doubt about it. So, you know, there's some good fights in the future, you know, after Saturday night.
What do you feel Donaire has to do to be successful?
He's got to back this guy up Saturday night. He can't let the guy get off first. He's got to take the fight, to Nishioka, without doubt. Just keep him back, keep him backing up. That's what he's got to do. Be aggressive, get off first, throw the first punch. Don't let the other guy back him up. Southpaws are great when they're coming forward. You know, if you let this guy get off first all the time with that right jab and that right hook, Nishioka could win the fight. On the other hand, if you take it to him, keep him backing up, stay on top of him, throw the first punch every time, I think Donaire will win the fight.
Donaire, his victories over Jeffrey Matabula and Wilfredo Vasquez Jr., if you had to dissect those victories, what critiques might you have? What do you feel he could have done differently in those performances?
Well, you know, they were both very, very good fights. Wilfredo Vasquez, I thought he beat easily, and it turned out to be a split decision, interestingly enough, I mean, it gave him some experience at 122. He fought a good 122-pound fighter in Wilfredo Vasquez, and the South African was pretty good also. So, it gave him a feel for the division, so to speak, because before that he was fighting bantamweights and, super flyweights. So, now he's an experienced guy at 122, and I think that's the most important thing. He didn't get hurt in either fight. He won, now he's rated the first or second super bantamweight in the world. So I think that's what it did for him. It gave him stature at 122.
And Nishioka, one of his biggest victories, dropped Johnny Gonzalez really stiff left hand. How much of his power, how much of a concern should that be to Donaire?
Oh, without question, Donaire's going to have to be careful. You don't want to get hit on the jaw by a guy that can punch like that. Even though it was a few years ago, Johnny Gonzalez is a great puncher. I mean, I always like seeing that guy, without doubt. I mean, he knocks out everybody. So, the fact that Nishioka got by Gonzalez without getting knocked out says a lot. I mean, Nishioka is no pushover, like we said before. I think it's going to be a tough fight. I think it's going to be very interesting. And certainly, you don't know what it's going to lead to. It could lead to a Marino fight. It could lead to an Abner Mares fight, So I'm anxious. The division is a great division, and I just hope we get some of those fights on HBO.